come to a decision. It's time to sell the old girl. It's time to sell the Pleasure Way. I got my own thing going now. I'm building my own vans. It's time I build one for myself. And that's what I'm going to do. The first step, though, is I want to bring this up to current standards in certain areas. This is where Humble Road started. This will always be a Humble Road van. Everything I've done to it, everything I'm going to do to it to sell it, this is a Humble Road van. It's where it all began. The cab over shelf, that stays in there. As you saw it being built, it was an early project, and a lot of van users have adopted that system. Easy, everything from the depot, easy parts, easy install. I'm not saying I invented it. I'm just saying that I simplified it, and it made it easy for everybody to do. And it's a great place for storage. It really is a useful area. Lightweight stuff, nothing heavy. The wine rack has been in a couple of different places. Right now, the wine rack lives behind the driver's seat. I would not be without a wine rack in any van. And it's in a good spot. I like where it is now. It used to be at the end of the galley, and I had a dresser there. Now, if you want that configuration, right now I don't have the dresser with the flip-up computer desk. I took that out. I put in a Lagoon table back there. I can bring it back to any configuration that you've seen it in through the years that it's been on the Humble Road. I can move the Lagoon anywhere you want it. If you want to go back to the U-shaped seating area, if you're a solo traveler, the configurations are really very, very convenient and versatile. If you take out one side like I've done, I've always had one side out. And as a solo traveler, it works well. The shower curtain, that modification I made where I'm now including the sink area in your shower is really nice. It gives you a lot of room, and you got a place to put your shampoos and your cream rinse, as we call it. I think they call it conditioner today, but it's cream rinse. And I got the new faucet. That works really well. You can wash your hands, you can brush your teeth, and you have the shower. All easy with a diverter valve. So that's in there. I'm going to give you new shower curtains. Okay, all these projects I did in the van were proof of concept, right? That's what we saw going through all these videos. Now there's certain things I want to do to refine my brainstorms. And one of them would be, I don't like those typical cheap plastic shower curtains that I have hanging in there. I want to get those nice fabric liners. Still a liner because it's got to sheet the water off down to the drain, but I like those fabric ones. Those are a little more elegant. So I'll put those in. I'm thinking about plumbing the gray water up to the toilet. This was an idea I had a long time ago, and it's a semi-easy modification to make. I would just go right down the drain into the gray tank with a hose, bring it up to a hand pump, a marine hand pump. So now you can flush your toilet with gray water, fresh water, or city water. It'd be your choice. But I think it's wasteful to flush a toilet with fresh water, especially if you're out boondocking. You're going to extend your range if you flush with gray water. So that might be a viable modification that we want to make. The screen door, that needs a little tweaking. This is the part I had trouble with. This is temporary. I failed. I wanted to sew my Velcro border around the perimeter and be able to Velcro it on and off easily in order to close the door. If I wanted to pull the curtain closed inside at night, can't do it. Every time I tried to sew through this Velcro with my needle and thread, the needle would bind up on the sewing machine, the thread would break. I ran out of time. As I said, I failed. That screen is coming down. I'm taking that all off, and I'm going to do a proper job where it's a nice tight screen with proper moldings. I finish the weather stripping, put a nice handle on it, and that'll be good to go. I love that screen door. The microwave. This could be a bone of contention. All right. Easy, buddy. Easy. But I do not want to put that microwave back in its place. I don't use it. I don't miss it. I wouldn't miss it because I don't use it. But the space I gained, that I would miss. That is a massive storage cabinet. The large sink, another one of my early mods with that big faucet. That's a professional chef's faucet. You're going to be doing some beautiful cooking on that galley. I'm going to put solar panels on the roof. I'm going to add batteries and put in a bigger inverter. Now I'm jumping ahead, but here's the way that goes. This van right now has one AGM battery for the house. I boondock here with a 130 amp hour AGM battery, one battery, which means I got 65 amp hours of usable power. Obviously, I'm not running my air conditioner off that, but I run my lights. I can watch a movie with the little inverter. I can put the furnace on. It's fine. I haven't had any problems. Yeah, I can't stay out too long. 3 days, I got to find some place to charge up or take a drive. But I'm going to put in a matching pair of new AGM batteries. 105, 120, 130 amp hours apiece, 12 volt. So you'll have 230 or 260 amp hours of AGM power. One's under the hood, one's under the passenger seat. I would not put lithium batteries in this van. That's just too ambitious a project financially, okay? We'd have to do a lot of rework to put lithium in. It doesn't make sense. It's not practical. But if you've got 130 amp hours of usable AGM power, you don't have to worry about freezing the batteries. Works fine. I'll put in a nice inverter charger. Right now there's a converter charger in there. So it takes your, once you plug in the shore power, all the DC stuff runs off that converter. I'm probably going to yank that out. We'll put in a nice inverter charger, 1,000, 2,000 watt, a Xantrex most likely. With those batteries, I'll put a few solar panels on the roof with a nice charge controller, a nice battery management module. We'll get a nice electrical system in there so that you can boondock for an extended period. You got to remember that the solar and driving the coach charges you up. AGM, to really give AGM a good full charge and treat them right, you want to make sure that you're plugged into shore power for 72 hours, continuous. And I would do that every third or fourth week. If you were living in this van full time off the grid, once a month, I would want to tie into shore power for 72 hours because you can get all the way to topping off and float charging those batteries. And that's what keeps them healthy. New fridge. This is the original fridge from Pleasureway. Good quality fridge, never had a problem with it. 3-way, propane, AC, DC. I have found that the propane is more efficient. I got a guy on a scooter coming up and down the street here. I have found that fridge is more efficient running on propane. He's distracted me now. I got to start over. I have found that fridge is more efficient running on propane. I don't run it on AC. I put it on DC to drive because the coach, propane's off in the coach when you're driving. But when I park anywhere, even in a campground where I'm hooked up, I run the fridge on propane. It's more efficient. Having said that, that whole system now, the burner tube, I want to replace it, and I'm not going to replace it because I just don't like that. That's half a fix. I'm going to take out the whole fridge and I'm going to replace it with an AC DC fridge. Now remember, we just upgraded the batteries and we got solar on the roof and we got a nice inverter. This fridge will run on DC. Your batteries, you'll have plenty of battery power to run that fridge, and then when you plug in somewhere, AC takes over. So now you've cut the requirements of your propane tank. Now your propane is running your cooktop, and you have the option of using an inverter cooktop. electric cooktop because I juiced you up with your inverter. Where the hell was I? I got completely distracted with that guy riding the scooter. You could bring in a single burner induction cooktop because of the inverter and the extra battery power. That would reduce your propane needs even further. Options, your choice. You could take that induction outside and plug it in. What else are we doing? New fridge, new tires. This van has maybe 65,000 miles on it. So I have serviced this van at Sprinter dealers only. I have all the records. I've taken good care of it. When I got the van, I put 6 brand new tires on it, Firestones. And I think they're great. I have no problem. It seems to ride smooth. I've got nothing to compare it to other than my old Class A, my 40-foot Class A. But these tires have been great. I've had no problems. I put the Borg stainless steel valve stems, not extensions. I don't believe in valve extensions. These are full stems. These tires have 25,000 miles on them, and they look great. There's plenty of tread left. There's virtually no sign of wear, but they do have 25,000 miles on them. So I'm going to replace them. I'm going to give you 6 brand new tires, and I'll put those Borg stainless steel stems. They're on the rims, no extensions. These are really nice, very easy and convenient. I do not believe. You want to see me get up and go tackle that guy? I do not believe in the valve extensions. I also don't believe in the tire management transmitters that you have to thread onto the end of the stem. I think that added weight and centrifugal force, you're asking for trouble. All right, there's thousands of them out there in use. I'm not going to use them. When we change those tires out, that would be the time for you to put an internal tire pressure monitoring system on the van, like automobiles have. They don't have them screwed on the valve. They're either strapped around the rim on the inside or they're on the inside of the valve, part of that system. That would be the time to do it, and I recommend that. So that's it. That's where we're at. I'm going to start juicing up this van to sell it, but I'm not going to do all these things until somebody steps up and says they want to buy the van. Let's see, maybe that guy will ride his scooter right between me and the camera. At home it was the sirens. Here I got Scooter Boy. Where do I have to go to get some peace and quiet? I'm not going to do all these things. Okay, I'm not going to do the big ticket items other than the fridge because I feel that's a safety issue. So I want a nice brand new fridge in there. I'm going to do the batteries. I may not do the inverter, all that, blah, blah, blah. We have to talk. But you know what we're going to have here. It's going to be an upgraded van. It's going to be a very good value for the money compared. You're going to pay half of what these new vans cost, and you're going to be all juiced up with what you need for a good life on the road. That's the big announcement. Back to work.